Okay, so they're all the way over there. And we're going to be able to hear them from all the way over here. Hey, buddy, you're awfully far away. Can you hear me? I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me? Who, me? Okay. Be careful.
Blue box full of golf balls and slings. Not a slingshot, a sling. Try to hit Goliath. That's how big Goliath was. When David hit him in the forehead, Goliath said, "Nothing like that ever entered my mind before." There's a swing hanging between these two telephone poles. Pull the swing up to the top tire and jump off, or if you're brave or stupid, either one, you keep going up to the top step and jump off. It teaches the difference between believing and trusting. There's a difference. When you're standing up there looking down, you'll say, "I believe it'll work." Okay, pick up your feet. You will feel the moment where you switch from believing to trusting when you pick your feet up. See, a lot of people believe in God. They got him in their head. They don't have him in their heart. They've never trusted him. Professor. They think they're related. You know, there's certain kinds of stupid you can't even fix with a 2x4. That's our 1/3 scale model Noah's Ark. There's a zip line goes right into the top of that tower. Let's go. They'll eat right out of your hand. Go by the sign here. Get a handful, hold it down low. Watch this. There's 167 different kinds of ducks. It says they're called a duck. Does that prove they're related to camels? No, good. You're smarter than a college professor. You'll do. This one and that one. The bones of their head didn't grow together, right? So the feathers grow funny. All mutations that have ever been seen are harmful or fatal or useless. Nobody's ever seen a good one. But they claim good mutations turned an amoeba to a human. Well, show me a few trillion good mutations. Now, before the flood came, people lived to be 900. They find fossil ducks, 550 pounds. That's a big duck. I think everything was bigger before the flood. The turtles were bigger. The dinosaurs were bigger. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, Mama. Yeah. Oh, come on. Anyway, that dam broke down there. We built a dam across right there. 8 years ago, I cut a notch in the top of the dam, 1 shovel wide, 4 inches deep. Water started pouring over the top of the dam. In 4 minutes, the notch was 8 feet wide. And you can't stop it now. If you want to stop it, here'd be a good time to stop it back here. The Bible says arguments are like that. The best time to stop an argument is when it first gets going. Have you ever had an argument over something stupid that kept getting bigger and pretty soon you got a canyon over nothing? After 7 minutes, the whole dam was gone. Washed it out. They tell the kids in public school it took millions of years to make Grand Canyon. Millions of years, millions of years. No, teacher. It took millions of gallons of water. And probably 7 days. Ours washed out in 7 minutes, okay? Grand Canyon's a little bigger than ours. I'll give them 7 weeks. But you don't need millions of years. See, there's a great big natural dam across Arizona called the Kaibab Plateau.
Yes.
It's a ridge, like a wrinkle in your carpet, all the way across the state. There's a gash right across that ridge called Grand Canyon. Mm-hmm. If you plugged up Grand Canyon, a great big lake would form going clear back to Colorado and New Mexico, just by plugging up Grand Canyon. I think Grand Lake got too full. What happens when any lake gets too full?
Overflows.
Goes over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And when it goes over the top, it starts eroding the other side. The erosion eats its way backwards. The water's going this way, the erosion's going that way. That's what our dam did. Water going that way, erosion came that way. That's the last piece to wash out.
Right.
I think Grand Canyon washed out after the flood, maybe 50 years later. You got this great big ridge all the way across the state of Arizona called the Kaibab Plateau. Big ridge. The river comes in and goes right across it. If you plugged up Grand Canyon, a big lake would form. When it got too deep, it'd go over the top, start eroding over here. After maybe a week or so, whoosh. Grand Canyon's a washed out dam. It happens all over the world all the time. Take a look over here. What would you guess happened right there, Ryan? Wild guess. The dam broke.
Yeah.
What would you guess happened here?
Flood.
The dam broke.
Dam broke.
Yeah. How about here?
Same thing.
Same thing. It doesn't wash away the whole dam. It cuts a notch. Grand Canyon, more water. The Tom Sauk Reservoir in St. Louis is huge. Here's a guy standing next to it.
Wow.
That thing got too full of water back in 2005. Right. It weakened it. That side collapsed right there. It lost 1.5 billion gallons of water in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. That lake in Michigan, the dam broke 5 years ago. Edenville Dam, when it did, it lost 21 billion gallons of water in 1 hour. San Francisco Bay is a washed out dam. There's a mountain range here, a mountain range here, and a gap in the middle. If you plugged up the gap, a big lake would fill up in the middle of California. I think it got too full maybe 50 years after the flood, went over the top, washed out San Francisco Bay, and left behind the best dirt in the world. It's a lake bottom. 25% of all of America's food comes out of that valley. How's that for a pickle?
That's a whole lot of pickle.
And I think San Francisco ought to be washed out again. But that's another story. Hop in, let's go. Out of here for 60 years. I'm going to say. They planted thousands of trees all over the South. You can see the map of the South down there on that board. There are millions of acres of planted trees. They plant pines in straight lines. They grow faster and they grow straighter. When you see rows and rows of trees, you know somebody did that, right?
Right.
Why can't they look at a brain cell through a microscope and know somebody did that? A brain cell is a lot more complicated than a row of trees. Okay, on that top board, there's 2 certificates. When we get back to camp, you're going to get one. We can take the grandma tour and you get a grandma certificate. Or we can take the real Jeep tour and get the real tour certificate. Which one would you like, Brian?
The real one.
The real tour?
All the way. Real one.
Okay. These
Real
yellow
tour.
ropes are called the Oh Jesus Help Me ropes right here. You'll find out what they're for. Down in a storm a couple of years ago, and I said, now wait a minute. The storm came through and hit every tree. Every tree got hit by the storm. Only one fell down. So why didn't that tree fall down, and that one, and that one, and that one, and all of them? There's a good lesson here. The trees have 2 different kinds of roots. The tap root goes down for strength. The surface roots go get the water. He sent out surface roots and hit the lake. He said, man, I got all the water I need. I don't need to work anymore. He didn't put down deep roots. A lot of people are just like that tree. Their whole life is shallow. All they think about all day long is video games, toys, trinkets, sports, clothes. No deep roots. They're going to fall over when the storm hits them. Now, we have 17 lakes and ponds on this property. You can fish or swim in any one you want. We did not check all 17, but we did check this one. We know for sure the water goes all the way to the bottom. No danger of falling through.
Very good. Very good.
Our beavers back there had a baby get married, moved up here, built his own beaver dam. Beavers build a dam out of mud and sticks that will last 100 years.
Oh, wow.
They're amazing. Hey, here, read the sign. It tells all about it. It tells everything about it right there. Hey.
Oh, I see it. Yep.
A common ancestor called a fire ant. Now, if you get bit by a fire ant, you'll think you're on fire. But if you shock it, got wet. A little bitty electric spark will neutralize ant bite, mosquito bite, or bee sting. Missionaries in the jungle carry a stun gun. If they get bit by something, just zap it, keep walking. There are 200 different kinds of fire ants, and they probably had a common ancestor called fire ant. Okay? It does not prove they're related to bananas. And fire ants teach a great lesson. Let me back up a little bit here. King Solomon said in Proverbs chapter 6, Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. How did he know to say her? All the worker ants are female. Can't tell that without a magnifying glass. New Bibles changed it. Consider its ways. Throw them away and get a King James. What can we learn from an ant? They have no guide, overseer, or ruler. Nobody tells them what to do. They just work. I poked a hole yesterday. I had a bunch of kids in the Jeep. There's an ant pile right here. So we got out, took a stick, poked a hole in it. Instantly, all the ants jumped to work. I said, kids, did you see that? Nobody told them what to do. If you have to be told what to do all the time, you are dumber than an ant. Does your mama have to tell you to pick up your toys, clean up your room, wash your face? You're dumber than an ant. Nobody tells ants what to do. See, there's 4 kinds of workers in the world. You want to be a millionaire? Very simple. Do what the ant does. Number 1. Worker number 1. He's like the ant. He sees what needs to be done and he does it. You never tell him anything. Worker number 2 comes and asks, hey boss, what's next? I love those kind. Worker number 3 must be asked. Won't do anything unless you ask him. Worker number 4 must be found before you can ask him. Have you seen those kind at work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They know exactly when to leave before the boss shows up. 6 different kinds of hummingbirds. They might have had a common ancestor called
Hummingbird.
hummingbird. Does that prove they're related to potatoes?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay, good. There are 5 different kinds of banana spiders. They might have had a common ancestor called
Banana?
banana spider, yeah. All right, anybody know what that green thing is on the tree?
A frog.
Frog. Nope. Everybody says frog. Look at it carefully. That is not a frog. That is a stuffed animal.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Nobody would think a stuffed animal could make itself.
Right.
Why did they think the real frog made itself? The real frog's a lot more complicated than a stuffed frog. And there's over 7,000 kinds of frogs. And they might have had a common ancestor called frog. Does that prove they're related to potatoes?
Yeah.
Good. You're smarter than a college professor. Followed the sheep around. They don't taste the same anymore. Hey, Bo, here you go. Put that under his nose. He'll be your friend for like a minute. It's coming. It's coming. There, just hold them under their nose. They'll be your friend. Grab them out of the bag there, brother. I'm going to dump this over here for Bo. Come on, guys.
Oh, Mr. Peaches.
I know it.
Hey, guys. There are 450 different kinds of cows in the world. They might have had a common ancestor called
A cow.
a cow. Does that prove they're related to tomatoes? No.
Afraid not.
These are called zebus. You ever heard of VeggieTales? VeggieTales, Bob the Tomato and the sing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They sing the song of the zebu. Come on, guys. Who would like some? Come on. There we go. We have 7 lambs that are all less than a month old.
All right.
Going down the hill. You have to go down the hill. So we'll let Ryan decide. Would you like to try it? You say yes?
I did.
Okay, good. 10 days, one winter.
Wow.
From Japan in 1876 to stop erosion. It worked. Too good. It kills everything.
And now it takes over.
They're taking over a house. Look at that. Covering the whole house. Taking over a school. Taking over a forest. When they brought kudzu in, they thought it was a good idea. Have you ever had what you thought was a good idea and turned out later that was not a good idea?
Yep.
Kudzu was not a good idea.
No.
Okay. That dam, this lake was gone when we got the property. That dam had broken and drained all the water that way.
Wow.
So it made a big canyon up here. We used all the dirt on the left to build the new dam. So now you're going to see half a canyon. There's pictures up here of Grand Canyon. They say this took millions of years. Look at the erosion features of Grand Canyon. And they say it took millions of years. And now take a look at ours, which took 10 minutes. It's the same thing. It did not take millions of years to make Grand Canyon. It took millions of gallons of water. That's about it. These three trees teach a great lesson. They all followed each other's bad example and went crooked together. Have you ever done something dumb because you're with a friend who was dumb?
Yep.
You wouldn't have done it by yourself. But if you put dumb and dumb together, there's no telling what they'll do. The Bible says a companion of fools shall be destroyed. You know the best way to wreck your life? Have stupid friends. They'll help. Now our mud puddle is dried up, and I'm sorry. Usually there's a mud puddle here. We haven't had any rain in a while. Oh, we do have a little bit. Okay, there we go. Anyway, I tell people don't worry about the mud on your clothes. I've got something that will take any stain out of any fabric. Scissors. Lesson number 1, you've had problems in life, shut up, go around it, keep growing, okay? Lesson 2, if you start off life crooked, you can always straighten up. Lesson 3, if you want to straighten up, you have to do what the tree did. Follow the light. See, Jesus is the light of the world. The Bible is a light to my path. If you follow the light, your life straightens up. Simple. This guy here doesn't get it. I tell him every day. Look at him. Hey! Follow the light. That way. Look at your neighbors. You look stupid like that. There's one in every crowd, isn't there?
Yep.
Does not get
There
it.
he is.
Does not get it. Oh. Made by the moon. I'll show you when we get to these buildings down here. Here's dish number 8. You could barely see before. Dish number 7, 3,000 feet away. 6-second delay. That would help a lot of marriages. You sure you don't want to write that down, guys? Okay. Bobby does our Science Center tour, and her husband Joseph was the tech guy. The dogs aren't out. They live here. You never did?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This is like your bills. If your bills are due on the 30th, don't wait till the 29th to start looking at them. You can learn a lot from a sand dune. Build up speed. Here's our Dinosaur Adventureland Hotel. It was $100 a night till I added that cable and dish on the front. See the cable and the dish?
Yep.
$150 a night now. Outdoor bathrooms, girls on the right, because girls are always right. You ever heard of a 5-star hotel?
Yeah.
You can see all the stars through that roof. There's a good lesson there, though. There's some people you should just get away from. The Bible says don't go with an angry man, don't go with a wicked man, don't go with a stupid man. Just get away. That's all you can do. There's 3 more trees. Look at them. They followed each other's bad example. Choose your friends carefully. They will influence miles of gravel. These layers go for 500 miles. And believe it or not, they're made by the moon.
Mm.
The moon's up there pulling on our water. You folks in North Alabama probably don't worry about the tide. Okay, in Florida, they worry about the tide, okay? The moon holds that bump like a magnet. We're spinning around every day. So we get to see high tide, low tide, high tide, low tide. It would change every 6 hours, except the moon's moving, which messes it up. 6 hours, 12 and a half minutes. Who cares? Right now, the tide goes up and down in Florida about 4 feet because it bangs into something every time called Florida.
Right.
Tide's coming up, hits the beach, can't go any higher.
Yep.
What would happen if Florida was gone? What if all the continents were gone? If you pushed them down and smoothed out the world, how deep would the water be? Well, they've done studies on that. The oceans today average 12,000 feet deep. If it had to cover the whole world, it'd be 8,800 feet. There's enough water on the planet right now to cover the whole world a mile and a half deep.
Yep.
Well, during Noah's flood, the earth's covered in water. So the tide doesn't bang into Florida. The tide doesn't bang into anything. So the tide could become harmonic. And the tide would start going up and down 200 feet.
Right.
If it weren't for all the interruptions from continents, the tide would become harmonic and go up and down 200 feet. Well, if the tide comes up 200 feet, where's all the water coming from to fill that bump? Sideways. Moon's gravity pulls it straight up. That's all it can do. But it sucks it in from all four sides. See, the moon's about this big compared to the Earth. It's holding that bump of water all the time.
Right.
While we're spinning. So it's always pulling water in at the same speed the world is going the other way.
Okay.
Well, how fast is the world going? That depends where you're standing.
Right.
If you're standing on the North Pole, 0. You turn around and around and around every day. You don't go anywhere, right?
Right.
But if you're down at the equator, you're 1,000 miles an hour. If you're in Lenox, Alabama, 31 degrees north, we're almost 900 miles an hour. So during Noah's flood, right here where we're standing, the water was going sideways at 900 miles an hour for probably an hour to fill that big bump. Then it's calm for a couple hours. Then it goes 900 miles an hour the other way to empty the bump.
Right.
What's that going to do? Well, that's going to take all the rocks and roll them against each other like a rock tumbler does. You ever seen a rock tumbler? Put broken rocks in there and they come out smooth. They call it river rock.
Right.
No, teacher, this is flood rock. Now be real quiet and just listen to it. Listen. It's playing rock music.
Yep.
Hard rock.
Yep.
You hear it? It's playing Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
You can keep it if you want. We got plenty.
Okay.
You want to keep
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That'll be worth something to somebody somewhere someday. Yeah. When you walk along the beach, you can find a million seashells, right?
Right.
You hardly ever find a pair that match. As soon as it dies, it opens and somebody eats it. The crabs are to see. Over the world, petrified clams are found in the closed position. Petrified, closed clams. Wait a minute. Had to be buried alive and buried fast. If the water's coming up 200 feet and coming in at 900 miles an hour, it's going to make a layer of mud 50 feet thick in 5 seconds
Yeah.
and bury the clams alive.
Right.
When they wake up dead, they can't open. It takes about 1 year for them to turn to stone, to fossilize. You know, they find petrified clams by the millions in the closed position on top of Mount Everest.
Oh, wow.
The tallest mountain in the world's covered with these. Huh. You think maybe there might have been a flood like the Bible says?
Had to been.
Had to be.
Had to be.
Now, in some parts of the world, they eat oysters.
Yes.
The first guy to look at that and say, I could eat that, was really hungry, really stupid, or really drunk. Maybe all three. Okay. The world's biggest oyster, according to Guinness Book of World Records, is 14 inches long. It's in Denmark at a restaurant. That's not the biggest. When they climbed the mountains in Peru, South America, they found 500 giant fossil oysters up to 11 feet. The world's record today is 14 inches. They find 11-foot oysters 2 miles above sea level. How do you explain 11-foot oysters 2 miles above sea level? Well, I think maybe there was a flood, like the Bible says. It's complicated. Speaking of flood, Noah was in that ark for over a year. Read the story in Genesis 6, 7, and 8. Add up the numbers. It rained for 40 days, but the water kept coming up for 150 days. That's 5 months. Because the fountains of the deep broke open.
Right.
Then the water went back down, and in the 7th month, the ark rested. Well, why didn't he get out? Because it's still muddy outside and there's nothing to eat. By waiting 5 more months, everything dries out and stuff starts growing again.
Right.
How long does it take to grow a garden? 3 months, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, but during those 7 months, if you divide 7 months by 6 hours, 12 and a half minutes, almost 4 every day, Noah saw 880 tidal changes. The water's not only going up, down, he would not even feel that. To go up 200 feet in 6 hours means you're going up 6 inches a minute. Would you feel your boat lift up 6 inches over a minute? No. But it's the water rushing into underneath you at 900 miles an hour that's going to round off all the rocks.
Right.
And even the big ones get rounded off. And it's that sideways movement of trillions of tons of water that's going to make all the layers.
Oh, wow.
But 200 years ago, they started teaching one of the dumbest things in the world. They started teaching kids the layers form this way, and the top layer is younger. They made up the geologic column. They said, oh, this top layer is younger. And they gave them names like Jurassic and Triassic and all that. It's baloney, pure baloney. I say, guys, I debate them all the time. I say, guys, if that top layer is younger, where did it come from? Are these layers coming from outer space? How can that dirt be a different age than that dirt? Every speck of dirt in the world is the same age. Whether 6,000 or 6 trillion, it's all the same age.
That's true.
All over the world, petrified trees are found standing up, running through all the layers. Well, excuse me, teacher, if you got a petrified tree standing up, running through all the layers, how long does a dead tree stand around in your neighborhood before it falls over?
Not long.
Maybe a year? Not millions.
No.
No. That geologic column does not exist. But that's the Bible for the atheist. Your neighbor kids are being taught, boys and girls, clams are found at the bottom because clams evolved first. Teacher, maybe clams are found at the bottom because they're already at the bottom when the flood starts. You know, that's where they live. Wouldn't they be the first ones buried?
Yep.
They say birds are found on top because birds evolved last. Teacher, maybe birds are found on top because they're the last ones to drown in a flood.
Sounds
Can't they fly around till they run out of gas?
sounds good to me.
Then when they drown, they have hollow feathers and hollow bones. Of course they're found on top. Got nothing to do with evolution. Common sense. You can come in here and spend hours talking about all this stuff if you'd like, but hop in the Jeep, let's go. When they found Noah's Ark about 40 years ago in Turkey, they found 23 so far of these giant 9,000-pound rocks with holes in the top. These great big rocks apparently were hanging over the side of the boat the whole time during the tour, during the flood.
Yeah.
That keeps the boat stable in stormy weather.
Oh.
And if it really gets windy, it'll push the boat and they'll drag behind you, and you're hitting the waves head on. You can't capsize. One atheist I debated said, Hovind, you're stupid. If he had rocks hanging all over the boat, that would slow him down. I said, where was he going? There's no place to go. He wants to float and land, right?
Yep.
We think Noah's Ark probably had 4 or 5 of these. Called a moon hole. It's a hole in the floor with walls built up inside. Here's why. If you have a hole in the floor with walls built up inside, a long ship, when it goes over a wave, it tends to put a lot of stress in the middle to bend or break. But if you have moon poles, the water goes up and down in there, and it relieves the stress on a long ship. Plus, each one acts like a big piston. It pumps fresh air in and out of your boat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the whole world during Noah's flood was fresh water. The oceans are gaining salt every day. Today, they're 3.6% salt. You do all the math, you say, man, they were fresh water just 5,000 years ago. So if your boat's 51 feet high, it's always sitting 20 feet down in the water. All your moon pools are full of 20 feet of fresh water. You want to water the animals? Turn the valve. You want to take a shower? Turn the valve. You're living in it.
Oh. Yeah?
Anyway, you can come in, look around in
That's
here
cool.
all you want to finish our tour here. You got animals, pink one and a blue one, and there were just rooms. There were no cages in the ark. All the animals were friendly
Yeah.
till after the flood. But before we vote, I need to explain something. The Bible says a wise son hears his father's instruction. It's always good to get dad's advice. 1014 foreign country. Parents are older than their children. So it's good to get dad's advice. You say, Dad, should I go down this hill? He'd say, son, do not go down that hill in a Jeep. But Dad, it looks like fun. They've already tried it. There's tire tracks. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad.
Yeah.
He says, son, I've seen it from the other side. You don't want to go down that hill. So now I have to decide if I'm going to follow Dad's advice. I tell the boys on the tour, someday, boys, you're going to bring home a girlfriend. I say, Dad, what do you think? She's beautiful. I say, son, she's not godly. She doesn't love the Lord. I know, Dad, but she's pretty. I say, son, she's not always going to be pretty. Oh, yeah, Dad, she's always going to be pretty. I say, son, get in the car. Let's go to the nursing home. Take a look at the old ladies in there, son. That's what you get in 50 years. That's what everybody gets in 50 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Why don't you find one that loves the Lord? Can she cook? Can she speak English? Anyway, Dad says don't go, but what do you think? You want to try it?
All right.
Yes?
Yes. Holy smokes.
Let's go see if Dad gave good advice. Come on. Have you ever done something stupid because you didn't listen to good advice?
Oh yeah.
If you want to go this way, bring your own Jeep, sign the waiver. I'd bet $5 you can't do it twice in one day. Come on, let's go. Well, let's go get your certificates, and you guys can come look around all you want. I got to get back to work on my project here.
All righty.
All right?